Shepherd's pie, it's a classic comfort food, rich and hearty. My version has a twist, a roasted garlic herbed mashed potato topping. Let's take a look at the ingredients that we're going to be using for this recipe today. First thing we're going to do is peel a couple of carrots. I'm using a couple of large carrots, but you could use 3 small carrots. And just chopping it into these large chunks. So we don't want the carrots to get too soft. I've peeled the onion and I'm just chopping it into these large chunks as well. A little bit smaller than the carrot because onion has a stronger flavour. And now we're going to mince some garlic just with the side of the knife. Give them a bashing. Now pull the leaves off the rosemary and we're going to mince this. Let's start cooking. I'm melting some unsalted butter. I'm adding the vegetables and we're going to cook these for about 5 minutes just to get a small amount of colour on them. After they've cooked for about 5 minutes, we're going to add our ground lamb. We're going to brown the meat and this takes several minutes. As you can see, the meat's nice and brown. Now we're going to add the garlic. We didn't add the garlic too early because it may burn. And what we want to do now is add some all-purpose flour. This is going to give us a nice thick sauce. We're also going to be adding some tomato paste. That tomato paste adds a really deep body to this shepherd's pie. You'll notice on the bottom of the pan that we're getting a little bit of a fond building up. Don't worry about that because now we're going to add Guinness. And if you don't want to use Guinness, you could use some beef stock or more chicken stock. I'm going to add some chicken stock to it. Some A1 sauce. This really does add a wonderful flavour. As well as adding minced rosemary. Give this a stir and let this cook for about 10 minutes. Can you see the way it's thickened up beautifully? But I've been sure to stir it to make sure that it hasn't caught on the bottom. Now we're going to add some freshly milled pepper and a small amount of salt. I'm happy with this consistency of the stew. So now we're going to add some frozen peas and stir these in. What we want to do now is actually place this to one side and I'm going to grab a 13x9 baking dish and we're going to spray this with some vegetable oil spray. And now we're going to spoon in that lamb mixture. Spread it out evenly, making sure it's evenly spread. This egg's going to be used for the topping. I'm just going to whisk it with a fork and we're going to be using this to help the top get a nice brown crust on it. We're going to be adding some roasted garlic herb mashed potatoes. You can get that recipe in the description below. I'm just using an offset spatula to evenly smooth out the potatoes. And now we're going to brush it with that egg. And this egg really does help the top get a beautiful golden crust to it. It's a game changer when it comes to making this mashed potato top nice and gold. And then I like to use a fork just to make a pretty pattern to the top. You don't have to do this, but it's actually really nice. This is great to get your kids involved as well because kids love to be artistic. Now that this is ready, off to the oven it goes. We're going to place this in the preheated oven let it cook, and when it comes out, it has this beautiful golden top to it. And there you have it, shepherd's pie with a roasted garlic herb potato top. Doesn't that look absolutely fabulous?